at the Capitol with Representative Todd Thomsen of the Ada area. Todd, thanks for coming down, and you don't seem to be any worse for wear after your donkey expedition.
I tell you what, I was sore for the next 3 or 4 days after that experience, and we're having a good time here as we speak, because I have guys behind the camera that are viewing my donkey basketball experience. But I think the most significant thing for that, and the thing that I was really proud of and am always proud of Ada for, is the way they come out in support of important causes. And I learned something the other night, because we have maybe the most active Relay for Life group in the state. And that has been initiated for many years. The donkey basketball was one of the fundraisers. We have the big Relay for Life itself coming up later in May. And I learned that we are in the top 10 in the nation. We beat Oklahoma City and Tulsa for our production in Relay for Life, and it really drives home one of the important issues that a lot of people deal with. Because up here at the Capitol, we deal with a lot of what we would consider weighty issues, whether it's education or roads and bridges or whatever. But in many homes and in many hospital rooms right now, people deal with life issues, which is hearing the news that they have cancer, that they have some terminal illness, and really Relay for Life trying to address that cancer issue. I have some personal friends that have just found out, that they have some kind of cancer, and for them, all of the weighty things that we talk about up here really pale in comparison to the real life battle that they are in. And so the efforts that Relay for Life has, that Ada in general, by supporting individuals like that, by always giving. We are a giving community, a supportive community, and I think that's really what makes Ada stand out as a place that you want to raise a family and live.
Representative Thomsen, along those lines, when you experience something like that in your home district and then you come back to the Capitol, how do you decide how you need to represent your community on the different issues that you're faced with when you know back home that people are seriously dealing with life and death every day?
Well, I think up here, in my perspective, what we're trying to do here is to be as responsible with people's money as possible, be as conservative in our outlook as possible, in the sense that we don't overextend ourselves, that we try to manage the money that we have appropriately, that we make sure that people keep the money that they earn, that people have the freedom to go and earn money, that we stand on the values, because whenever we live and we work, we also have to have a base of values that we operate under. And I really believe that as a nation, as a people, as a community in Ada, that we are a people founded on a godly principle, a God-based faith, and that is our foundation. So always remembering that in the context. So anything that we can do up here to protect those very basic values, that very basic right, those things that we would deem as our basic God-based values, I want to stand for up here, and I think we've done a really effective job at doing so.
Well, some would say that would be mixing religion with our government if you bring a God-based anything up here. How do you answer that, or what do you think about that?
Well, I think what we do is we create laws, but before we started creating laws here in Oklahoma, there was a common law. There was an unspoken law. That law has to come from somewhere, and that's either from an individual's perspective, and that here's what I think, and that at that point, whenever we whittle it down and it's just what people think, everybody's view is different, and I want to look above and beyond what an individual, what a man or a woman thinks is right, and I want to look at the Creator of the universe and see, what does He think is right? How does He operate? What is right and wrong to Him? And then base our laws on that. So if we don't have a foundational base that is above us and beyond us and higher than us, that can see more than we can see, that has a vision past what we can comprehend, then we are basically just entrusting ourselves to the whims and the ways of individuals, and that just flows like the tide.
That is really an interesting topic to be standing on the Capitol grounds and to be able to talk about. And that's what makes America America, is people with all types of views coming together and trying to habitate, really, together. Recently, it had been mentioned that that's what we are, is we are a country of citizens, not a Muslim country, not a Christian country, not a Jewish country, not different faith-based country, at least as far as our government. You, as one serving in our government, do you feel, or how do you feel that you would separate your religion from your work here at the Capitol?
Well, I think having a base principle, to have a foundation from which you draw all of your perspective on particular laws has to come from someplace. For me, that comes from a biblical perspective. I think the difference is are you trying to convert somebody? Are you trying to mandate that somebody believes that way? No, I think that's fundamentally wrong. One thing I'll stand for is somebody's right to worship how they want to worship, believe how they want to believe. But in the end, the laws that we create have to be derived from some place. We have to have something that we stand for, that we have to have a base that we come from. And I believe fundamentally, historically, that our country was founded on biblical principles, that our founding fathers made it very clear that we stand on God's Word. And they weren't ashamed to mention God's Word and providence, and how God has really set forth America as a mission country, that we have a purpose, that we are a beacon of light, that we are that city on the hill, so to speak. And so that has been and was kind of our formation, our purpose. And I think whenever you try to break that down and say that we are just a collection of citizens, basically rips away the very core and the very base of who we are. And so from that I stand completely opposed to that, and say that without shame, without reservation, that we are a people of faith. And I say that we are based on the Judeo-Christian values, and I think that's pretty clear in our history and in polls across the nation.
Well, and that's what we're about here at mylegislator.tv, is to be able to get to know who our representatives are, who are the decision makers in our government. What do you think? What does your representation think? Always know that they want to hear from you as constituents. Representative Todd Thomsen, thank you very much, as always, for being with us.
Thank you.